This video is sponsored by PCBWay. Hello everyone! Today I will be making the updated version of the Sideloader. This one has updated mainboard, which now includes the dedicated Atmega chip for full SteamVR support. And just like always, I've ordered my PCBs from the PCBWay. And as usual, the PCB shipment was very fast and everything was safely packaged. And of course you get at least 5 pieces with each order. The PCBWay quality is very high, and as you can see, the PCBs look extremely well done. Those are easily the best PCBs that you can get for this kind of price. And now for the limited time only, you can get a matte black, purple and pink solder mask absolutely for free when ordering Rigid Flexible and Rigid Flex PCBs. You can find all of the details directly on the PCBWay website. As you can see, the previous version is quite bulky, so now it's the best time to fix that. First I will take out all of the electronics, since I will need some of them for the new version. You may have also noticed that all of the plastic covers are melted together. I might need to change that. As you can see, the previous version used the Raspberry Pi Pico, which is quite huge. The new board has a dedicated Atmega chip directly on the side, which directly replaces the Pico and makes it possible to use the Sideloader with SteamVR. And as you can already tell, the whole thing is way smaller. Of course I will transfer all of the parts from the old board to the new one. The Atmega parts can be easily bought separately, but it makes much more sense to just buy the Arduino Micro and transfer from that board. This board is quite difficult to solder, since there are many small components, but with enough practice, you should get it done. And here is the new PCB with all of the parts already soldered. I must say it looks really good and I am very satisfied with it. So now with the mainboard done, I can finally solder the gyroscope. I will be using my custom-made small MPU board, but you can use any other PCB with gyroscope on it, since I've left the dedicated pins on the main PCB. First I will secure the back of the MPU board with some insulation tape to prevent any possible short circuits. And now I will use hot glue to attach the gyroscope board directly to the main one. And here you can see where are the dedicated gyroscope pins on the main PCB. I've used a couple of short Kenner wires to connect both boards together, and now pretty much all of the PCB parts are finished. I've connected the board to my PC and uploaded the Hades VR code. Hades VR asks for a quick calibration, so let's do it before continuing. The calibration is pretty much just waving your board like this until it finishes. And now the board is properly calibrated. I've booted up the SteamVR, and as you can see, it reacts to the gyroscope on the main PCB. So now let's connect the display and check if it's working. It's extremely hard to capture it with my phone camera, but you should be able to see the SteamVR home environment. And of course, I've had to design a brand new 3D printed headband that will house the new PCB. It's a bit smaller compared to the old one, and I think it looks way better. The main PCB simply slides into the dedicated slot, which holds it firmly in place. I've also added a couple of mounting points for the electronics cover, since melting them together may not be the best. The display housing remains pretty much the same, since I didn't make any changes to it. The current design is pretty much perfect, and until I figure out some new improvements, it will pretty much stay like that. And the whole installation is extremely easy. You basically connect the display to the main PCB and push all of the electronics into the headband. I will use a single self-tapping screw to hold the display assembly in place. It also acts like a hinge so that you can adjust the angle. And now I will close it up using the brand new electronics cover. The electronics cover uses self-tapping screws as well, which is quite an improvement from melting the pieces of plastic together. The screws mess with the aesthetic just a little bit, but overall I think it's worth it. I've also prepared a brand new combiner cutting tool, which makes the whole process way easier. You basically put the combiner cutting tool on top of the semi-transparent plastic piece and mark out the outline using sharp knife. And now I will simply cut out the excess plastic using my Dremel tool. And now the combiner piece is pretty much finished. Let's remove the protective film and install it on the Sideloader. This black piece right here is the front display cover, which also acts like a combiner holder. It's designed to be pretty tight so that there is a zero chance for the combiner to slip out during use. You simply grab the plastic piece and slide the combiner inside. And now the combiner part is finished. Unfortunately, there are no mounting points for the combiner holder, so I will have to melt it together with the display housing. This piece is simply way too small for any kind of self-tapping screws, since everything is tightly packaged. And now the Sideloader is pretty much finished. Let's connect it to my PC and check how it works. This time I've also bought a small camera, which can make it a bit easier to see the image. Unfortunately, the camera quality is not very good, but you should be able to somewhat see the screen. However, since the screen is mostly black inside the VR, it's almost impossible to capture the projected image with the camera. My phone camera gets a slightly better image, but it's still not perfect. It's very hard to get the camera to focus on the screen since it's semi-transparent and autofocus doesn't really understand what it tries to focus on. Anyway, that's all for today. Thanks for watching everyone and hope to see you in the next video. And as always, huge thanks to my patrons. See you later and goodbye.